503 on the calendar in the matter of Gilead versus Bogus. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Mr. Gilead, what do you do for a living, sir?
I currently work at a bowling and billiards hall.
How much do they pay you for doing this job?
$6.50 an hour.
Where do you live?
My dad.
How old are you?
20 years old.
Pay rent to your dad?
No.
So you live there rent-free?
Yeah, I had my own apartment for a while. I moved home because I'm actually moving out of state in a couple months, so I moved home to save up money.
How much you bring home every week?
Well, not as much as a couple $100 a week, $300-400 a week.
What?
Couple
you bring home
$100
$400 a week?
Well, paychecks.
He said a couple of hundred, three,
Yeah,
400.
well,
A couple to me
I get
is
paid.
2, right? And then he said 300-400.
Well, I get paid every 2 weeks, and my paychecks range between $300 and $400. That's what I make, Your Honor.
Oh, so you make between $150 and $200 a week?
Yes.
And you, sir, how old are you?
22.
And what do you do for a living?
Service technician on fire trucks and ambulances.
And how much do you make?
$10 an hour.
Where do you live?
Lincoln with my mom.
Pay rent?
No, I don't.
How much do you bring home every 2 weeks?
About $600 every 2 weeks after my child support.
After child support?
Yep.
What kind of child support?
I got a 14-month-old son.
And how much do they take out of your check for that?
$600 a month for child support and daycare.
I'm asking these questions because this is what this case is about.
Okay.
Mr. Gilead bought a truck from Mr. Bogus and paid him like $4,000 for the truck.
Yeah, roughly.
What's roughly?
It was, I believe, $4,200.
And then this person who makes $150 a week goes out, because the truck is running. It's a nice truck, right?
It is a nice truck.
He goes and puts something on it, spinners and new wheels on the truck.
Of course.
For another $3,800.
Oh, yeah. Good investment.
Something no one can live without, especially when you're saving up to start a new life. Starting a new life, most people would buy a bed or a couch. Spinners and wheels is almost like sunshine. You can't live without it.
It was...
Then, what?
I'm sorry, it was $3,200 was the
$3,200, excuse me.
Just let you know.
Another $3,200. Then, according to Michael over here, he runs into John, and John says, gee, love the way that car looks with those spinners and wheels. I'm really sorry I sold it to you. I want it back. I'd love to buy it back from you. Just about that time, Michael loses his job and has fallen on some tough financial times.
I wonder why.
This is not what he just told me just now. But he said, fine, I'll sell you back the truck. You give me $4,500 for the truck, and you can pay me the other $3,000 that I spent for the spinners and wheels when you get it. And he sells him back the truck. And according to Michael, John paid him about $200 towards the spinners and wheels, and then has been avoiding him. So far, I'm pretty right?
One thing, I also have another form of income. The car deal, buying and selling them, is one thing I've done since before I even had a driver's license with my dad. He's a body man. So we would buy cars for $1,000 or less and put a couple $100 into them and sell them to make
So
profit.
you have an auxiliary source of income.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I liked the way the truck looked. I told him it's a nice-looking truck, you know, and I never said anything about wanting to buy it back. I said I wish I could have it back. It looks good.
Oh, you said, I wish I could have it back.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It looks real good.
Oh, okay, good. Go ahead.
And a couple weeks later, he calls me, and he's like, you got the title for my truck. And I was like, why, are you selling it? He's like, you want to buy it back? I was like, yeah, I got $4,000.
Just a second. You mean you hadn't given him the title?
No.
Why not?
It was about 2 weeks.
Why hadn't you given him the title?
He never asked for it, and it's just...
What?
He waited 2 weeks to ask for it.
How do you sell a truck without the title? Can I see the bill of sale, please, for the truck?
Don't have one.
Did you register the truck in your name?
No, but as far as the title goes, I had requested it on multiple occasions.
Just a second. Okay. Your business, according to you, was buying and selling vehicles.
Yes.
And selling. So what you're telling me is, what you want me to believe is that you have no bill of sale, you never registered the truck, in your name.
That's true.
You never insured the truck.
That's true.
You invested $3,200 in a truck that was not titled to you. Is that right?
Yes, that's true.
Is that right?
Yes, that's it.
And do you know what I say to both of you? Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Edgman versus Quinlan, step forward.
22-year-old hairstylist Rebecca Edgman is suing her cousin's girlfriend, 23-year-old gas station clerk Jessica Quinlan, for a loan to buy a ring. Jessica claims she surrendered the ring to Rebecca because she couldn't afford it.
Miss Edgman, I assume this is your cousin, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And according to your complaint, Miss Quinlan is your cousin's girlfriend.
Yes.
And they lived with you for a period of time.
Yes, Your Honor.
While they were living with you, Miss Quinlan wanted to buy your cousin a ring.
That's correct.
Didn't have the money. You agreed to allow her to use your credit card.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then there was some sort of a disagreement. They left, and she did not pay you back for the ring.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Quinlan says that first the ring was a gift. Allowing her to use the credit card was your idea for some reason. But that when they left, she left the ring. When did they move in with you?
July of 2004.
Who else lives in your home?
My girlfriend, Angie.
Tell me about this ring that you wanted to buy.
I was wanting to buy Linda the ring, but I didn't have credit, no money to get it. She offered, because Linda has done so much for her. I refused a couple of times because I don't like to have that. I don't like people to do things for me like that. And so finally we went and picked out the ring.
So finally you agreed?
Yes. We went and got the ring. After a month living there, things was getting hectic, and we were moving out, and she had said that I needed to pay for the ring, so I didn't want no conflict within the family and all that, so I told her that I was leaving the ring on the table. And
when you left the ring on the table, according to you, where had the ring been?
With her.
So you took the ring off her finger?
Yes.
What?
No, I work at a grocery store, and I had wore it a couple times to the store, and it started getting scratches. So I left it at Rebecca's house, not just that day, but days prior, because I didn't want the ring to be scratched up.
Do you have the ring?
No.
No. Good. How much was the ring?
The ring was $476.20.
Is that right, Miss Quinlan?
Yes.
Okay, that's what you owe her, Miss Quinlan.
This is one of the receipts.
That's what you owe her. 400. If you didn't pay her, that's what you owe her. Here's the
We don't have the ring.
Listen to me. That's not her fault. If you took the ring and put it in her hand and say, listen, I can't pay you for this ring, take it back, see what money you can get back for it. She's not going to get $470 for it because they're not going to return it for what she paid for it because your friend says that it was scratched. She can't even return it as something that's brand new. So you have to pay for it. You got it? Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $470. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She needs money to pay for her wedding, and I wasn't going to give her that, so that's why we got brought here today.
My wedding was paid for. I paid for it all by myself, and it was paid for before the wedding. The wedding was over a month ago.
And it won't be settled, and it won't be taken care of, because everybody likes to talk. She's had to struggle tremendously, not just with her cousin, but other family members too, because of it.
9 on the calendar in the matter of Stefanella versus Ross. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Finella, Mr. Ross used to be your boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend anymore, and you say he owes you a lot of money for a lot of different things. I'm going to let you start with what you perceive to be the first amount of money he owes you for, and what was the nature of that indebtedness.
He tried to rewire the stereo system in my vehicle.
In your car?
Yes.
And when did he try to do that?
March of 2004.
A very long time ago. Were you living together at the time?
No, we were separated, but we were trying to work out our relationship.
Had you asked him to rewire the stereo system in your car?
No, I came out and I argued with him because I saw him doing it.
You just came over on your own volition and started to rewire her stereo?
No.
Well, what happened?
I've never touched her stereo without her asking me to.
Well, tell me what you did to her stereo.
Something was wrong with the amp, and I plugged the power cord into the fuse box. And that's it.
What did you rewire?
The amp. The power cord for the amp.
The amp. I don't know what that is.
The amplifier for the
jurist.
subwoofer.
What?
The amplifier for the subwoofer. Something's wrong with it. I don't remember what it was.
Is that what he tried to do? Do something with your woofer?
The amplifier.
He tried to rewire the amp to make the amp work, and he plugged the power wire into the fuse box that's inside the car, and he said, "Trust me, I know what I'm doing."
And you said?
I argued with him, and I said, I don't. It was him, his brother, and another friend of theirs. He did it at his mom's house, and he did it without me knowing.
How'd your car get to his mom's house?
We drove down there. We were trying to rekindle our relationship at the time.
Mr. Finella. And a month later, your car caught on fire?
Yes, and I had an appointment at Best Buy in the middle of April to get it rewired because I didn't trust what he did.
You didn't go there fast enough. That was March of '04. Anything more recent that he owes you for?
We had a year lease together that he never gave me any money
now,
for.
after he rewired your car imperfectly, according to you, that I'm not listening to, you entered into a lease with him?
We got back together.
Got back together again, without him paying for the car?
He had a job at the time.
Without him paying for the car?
Right.
You got back together again and signed up.
A year.
When?
It was May 1st of 2004.
And what was the amount of the rent on the apartment?
It was $525 a month, plus $525 security deposit.
So now what do you want from him?
I want him to pay for all the month's rent that he never did. He had a job, and he never gave me anything for it. He never paid me any rent. We argued constantly about it. I threatened to take him off the lease. He threatened me back and said, "Take me off the lease, watch what I'll do to you," which Mr. Cozy witnessed. He joked around with his friends about killing me.
Killing you, I have no jurisdiction over. The rent, I'm going to ask him about.
I have
Mr. Ross!
receipts.
How old are you, sir?
24.
I want you to keep your voice up. You hear how loud I'm talking?
Yes, ma'am.
You can hear me, right?
Yes.
You don't want me to strain to hear you. If I strain, I get really nasty. If you think this is nasty, it's not.
I've seen you. I watch you.
What do you do for a living?
Now, nothing.
Well, how do you support yourself?
Well, I do odds and ends, but I live with my mother, helping her out because she's terminally sick, and I raise my daughter.
You have a child?
Yes, ma'am.
Oi. How old is your child?
She'll be 5 in May.
Where's her mother?
Not quite sure.
Well, who takes care of your child?
I do.
Where was your child when you were living with Miss Stifanella?
From time to time, she was usually with me. Sometimes her mother got stupid and took her from me.
Who was paying the rent when you were living with Miss Stifanella?
She was most of the time.
Why didn't you pay your share of the rent?
Because a lot of the time I wasn't working, but
Why weren't you working?
I was dumb. What else? I don't know.
Because he was doing drugs and having underage drinking parties.
Well, so he was doing drugs, Miss Stifanella. Now, I could have suggested to you, I'm speaking. I could have suggested to you that Mr. Ross was doing drugs, and I've only met him just a moment ago. He doesn't recognize it yet, but the drugs that he did up until age 24 have done a substantial job of frying his brain. You understand that, Mr. Ross, don't you?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty stupid, especially if you have a 5-year-old child and you are the better of the two parents.
I smoked marijuana, that was it. She's got it in her head that I was doing all types of other stuff.
Your Honor, I have police reports that state that he was, from the chief himself.
Mr. Ross?
Yes, ma'am.
Quite frankly, I am caring less and less about Miss Stifanella's claims of rent and other nonsense that you owe her. Because if she was smart, she would recognize that since she seems to be a relatively together person, that the happiest day of her life was when she got rid of you. So she should get down and kiss the ground and say, thank God I got rid of him before I had a child with him, before he cost me any more money. Worst thing that's happening is I'm living in an apartment, and if you're still living there, are you still living there?
No, I had to move out.
So you moved out?
Because I caught him doing cocaine.
Listen, was he doing marijuana before that? According to you?
From time to time.
Well, from time to time he was doing marijuana, and he wasn't working, right?
He was working, but he wasn't giving me any money.
Well, what did you think he was doing with the money?
Gianna, that is completely untrue.
What did you think he was doing with the money?
Drugs.
Drugs.
And buying beer for the underage people that he had drinking when I was at work.
Listen, Miss Stifanella, my dear, how old are you?
I'm 26.
You made a bad choice. Is this the first bad choice that you've made?
No.
So you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. You think that you could look at him through my eyes for a second. Take a look at him. Is this someone that you would want to have father your children?
No.
You got off scot-free.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The police were called that day due to drugs being on the property.
When did the police arrive?
When I called them because I caught people doing cocaine up in the bedroom.
And later today,
You had a brain whatever and decided that you had to have a $5,000 dog.
I did not ask Miss Hooten to give me the loan. She offered.
That's a dumb thing to say.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Angela Stefanella claims ex-boyfriend David Ross owes for breaking a lease, the cost of a mattress, and for damaging her car when he tried to fix it.
What bills are you still getting that belong to Mr. Ross?
The electric bill from the old house. He had no money to get oil, so they had the stove on constantly. And I have an electric bill
they?
here. Him and his friends. He partied there constantly.
You mean when you moved out?
Yes.
After you moved out?
After I moved out, they partied there constantly.
How long did you live there, Mr. Ross?
2 or 3 weeks, maybe.
He got evicted.
What were you doing for the 3 weeks that you were living there? Or 4 weeks that you were living there?
She's pretty much correct. Partying, having fun.
Well, who's supposed to pay for all those bills that you racked
She
up?
told me she took the electricity out of her name.
Can I see it, please? When did you move out?
I moved out at the end of January.
Okay. Well, this is a balance as of February 8th, madam. We're talking about 1 week on the electric bill that he was living there by himself without you.
Yes, and I'm asking him to pay half, and he never did.
He owed you money for a year for your car, according to you, which I think is a lot of nonsense, right?
Yeah, I have it.
He never paid you. So instead of recognizing, instead of saying, guy's a deadbeat, he owes me for this, he said he was going to pay me, never did, instead of saying, I'm not going to put myself in a position of being in business with him, you sign a lease with him. You know he's doing drugs. Then you get yourself even more involved with him, and you don't even put him out right away.
I did. I threatened to have him taken off the lease, and that's when he threatened me back. I called the police, and they would not remove him from the residence because
They
he was on
can't
the lease.
remove him from the residence because his name's on the lease.
Exactly. So I had to leave because he said he wouldn't.
How many months did you live there free of charge, Mr. Ross?
I don't know, because I did work, and when I did work, I did give her money. I just didn't work constantly.
You punched a hole in the wall, according to her
Yeah.
complaint. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Security deposit is $525?
Yeah.
How much did you get back?
None.
Nothing.
No, because there was dog feces everywhere from the puppy that he had gotten.
You got a dog?
I had that
Yeah, I have
stated
a
in the
dog,
police
and there was a
report.
dog everywhere.
I had
Just
that
a
in
second,
the
there
police
was a
report.
dog?
Yeah, I have a dog.
Why did you have a dog instead of a job?
I did have a
take care of
job.
the dog?
I had a job up until I moved down to my mother's.
No, he didn't, Your Honor.
Okay. Why'd you punch a hole in the wall, sir?
I don't remember exactly the reasons, but I imagine because I was mad about something.
Because
Well,
Probably
that
her.
you owe her for. That's $525. You didn't get a security deposit back, which you didn't pay for.
Okay, but the last time we talked about the security deposit, after we broken up and we're still talking decent, she came to me and she said that she asked me if I could pay her half of it, and I agreed to that.
So show me where you paid her half.
I didn't.
Now you're going to pay her the whole thing.
Okay.
Now, the last part of your complaint deals with a mattress.
Yes.
When you left the house, you left the mattress there. The mattress was yours. You claimed that you came back and the mattress was disgusting. He says you left the mattress there, so what do you care what it looked like? Did you come back for the mattress?
Yes. I came back 2 days after he was out. I was told not to go back to the house from the police because there were warrants on him, criminal warrants on him.
What happened to the mattress, sir?
The mattress, when she came and moved all her stuff out, she told me she didn't want it.
Did she remove any other furniture?
Yeah, everything, every other single solitary thing that was hers in that house that she wanted, she moved.
Did you move out of the furniture in the house?
I moved out other furniture, but not all of it, because I was told not to go back by the police.
When did you move out the other furniture?
On the 11th of February,
Who did you go there with?
my witness.
And what furniture did you take out?
Couches, my bedroom furniture, whatever we could fit in the van that he had.
And where was he?
Right there.
So there was no problem.
No.
Oh, I helped her move.
Perfect. If you wanted the mattress, you would have taken it.
I couldn't go back because the police were called that day due to drugs being on the property.
You mean in between the time you got your couches out and you wanted to go back for your mattress, you were advised by the police not to go back?
Yes. There was methamphetamines on the property.
When? Just a second. When did the police arrive?
When I called them because I caught people doing cocaine up in the bedroom.
Oh, so you caught, after you finished removing your property, You called the police.
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of the security deposit, $525. That's all. Step out.
Body's are excused. You may step out.
I wasn't no good for her. I told her that hundreds of times over the 2.5 years that we were together.
He just said he wasn't good enough for me. It was because he was messing around with a 15-year-old.
Yeah, it was drug use, smoked weed, did some coke.
He's a loser.
Now, this is case number 139 on the calendar in the matter of Ruddock versus Dean. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Ruddock, it is your claim that the defendant has your property from your home, television, furniture, etc. The defendant says that you sold him this property, and he has a notarized bill of sale to prove it. How do you know him?
Years ago, when I was in property management, I leased him and his best friend an apartment. And through the years, I had gotten married. Recently, we had gone back in contact.
How did you do that?
I had made a phone call to him. Me and my husband were having issues at the time. And
were you and your husband still living together?
No, we were separated.
So you contacted him for what purpose?
We were together at one time.
You were a couple?
Yes.
My question is, you contacted him, why?
Out of old caring feelings, that kind of thing.
Okay. When did you contact him?
I believe it was in September.
And you and your husband were not living together at the time?
No.
Okay. So how did he come into possession of your furniture?
Back in November, around Thanksgiving time, he works with a bail bond company, and him and his friends had gone into one of their clients' homes and were staking it out. And they were waiting for the client to come back into the home and get money back from him so he could be released. And my notary stamp was involved in this, and he clearly told me that he had taken it, used my name, signed my name on this power of attorney to remove the belongings from this home.
Just a second. What does that have to do with your furniture?
What that has to do with it is the state of Nevada had pressed charges on him and had got in contact with me in December.
Just a second. So far, all you've told me is that in September of 2003, you were separated from your husband, and you put in a call to Mr. Dean because you and he were a couple at one time.
Correct.
That's all I heard. Then I heard some bubble-mices about him being in somebody else's house with Richard Dreyfuss on a stakeout. Do you understand?
Correct.
We're not at your house yet.
Okay.
With your furniture.
Basically, what happened in December is I'd been contacted by the state of Nevada.
No, you're back there again, Mrs. Ruddock.
I had to leave for my safety.
Mrs. Ruddock, I don't know how he came to live in your house, madam.
Because he had established residence there.
Well, we didn't get to that. So let's go back to September when you placed a phone call to him. You said hello. He said hello.
We became a couple again.
I don't know what that means, we became a couple.
He moved into my home.
When did he move into your home?
Probably the first part of October, along with his daughter. Then in December, I was contacted by the state of Nevada that my car had been involved in a criminal activity.
Your what?
My Cadillac, my car, my vehicle that Mr. Dean had been driving. And at that time, me and him had decided to go our separate ways, and he had contacted me when I was at work on my cell phone telling me to bring his belongings back to him. Or I could say sorry, and this would all go away.
Just a second. Miss Ruddock, you are all over the place, and I'm having a really difficult time following you, madam. Was he living in your home, or was he not living in your home?
Yes, he was living in my home.
So in December, he was living in your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And at that time, on that same day...
What day?
It was December 8th or the 7th of 2003.
Okay.
And he had called telling me if I didn't bring his car back to him, then everything could be okay with us if I said sorry. I feared for my safety at that time because I'd been in contact with the state of Nevada. I got my children and went to California because I had told them what I knew, what he'd done with my notary stamp in forging my name on this power of attorney where it goes back in November. And I left with my children at that time for fear of my safety. When I came back on December 14th, I had called the police, and they went up with me. They looked at the 5-day on the notice, and the cop handed it to me. He says, "Are you aware that you've been served this 5-day?"
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This 5-day right here.
What do you mean you have been served with a 5-day?
That's what
a 5-day what?
A 5-day notice to leave my home.
Who was on the lease in your home?
My husband, myself, and my children. This is the lease right here. So I held the original lease.
Well, your children can't sign a lease.
No, but they just put 2 adults, 2 children.
Okay. December 7th or 8th you left. Is that what you say? And you came back on December 14th. And between December 7th or 8th and December 14th is when you say he came into possession of your furniture and your belongings?
Correct.
Is that right? Okay. All right, Mr. Dean. You do not deny that you have Mrs. Reddick's furniture and television, et cetera, but it is your claim that she sold you all this property. Is that
Yes,
right?
Your Honor.
All right. So let me hear how she sold you the property, sir.
Well, let's put a little clarity on this. As Ms. Reddick was saying, I knew her years ago. She was dating my bounty hunting partner at the time. And once they broke it off, we dated for a couple weeks till I found out that she was still seeing her husband.
Okay. Listen to me. I don't want to go back that far,
Okay.
Mr. Dean. You have her furniture. Prove to me, sir, that she sold it to you because she owed you money.
That's what I think, but what it is, it was another little thing she was doing as far as so her husband wouldn't get half the belongings.
You swore in your answer, sir, that she sold you her furniture because she owed you money. That's what you said. So I want you to try sticking to one story. Explain to me how she owed you money, for what, and when she sold you the furniture.
She told me that she was selling me the furniture for the money that she owed me, but I knew because...
Just a minute. Tell me what money she owed you, Mr. Dean.
I paid off her warrants.
Paid off her warrants. Warrants for what?
For bad checks, Your Honor.
Okay. And you paid them off how, sir?
By giving her the money which she never used to pay the warrants.
Show me.
Show you?
Show me check, money order, withdrawal from a bank.
I gave her cash, Your Honor.
Show me check, money order, or withdrawal from the bank.
I don't have that, Your Honor. Just my daughter is a witness attesting to that.
I'm not going to ask her a question. I mean, what do you think you were coming to court for, sir? Tea dance?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And what I'm telling you is this isn't worth anything. If you are aware that she is trying to commit a fraud, then this goes in the garbage. Do you understand, Mr. Dean?
And later today...
She's the one that told me that she had let her do it because my daughter has a problem with her mouth. No, I don't allow other kids to hit kids in my care, Your Honor. I've seen it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marlene Ruddock claims ex-boyfriend Tim Dean forged documents in order to steal her belongings. Tim says Marlene was trying to hide property from her ex-husband.
First of all, let me see the bill of sale, and then you're going to explain to me exactly how she was compensated for her furniture. Show me the bill of sale and then explain to me how she was compensated.
Gave it to her. She has a copy of it, Your Honor.
You have the bill of sale?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. And this is also...
Don't speak. Just show it to me. I have a feeling you two of you deserve each other.
This is forged, Your Honor. That's what my...
I didn't ask you a thing. I asked you for the bill of sale. Do you understand?
Yes.
I mean, I think that you're a con artist as well. I know he is. I don't think you're much better. We'll show this to him. Let's see if this is. Is that the bill of sale, sir, that you showed the police?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Dean. So I am correct, sir. When she came back on December the 14th, she said, give me my furniture back. You said, I have a bill of sale, right? She sold me the furniture.
Correct.
Right? She sold you the furniture for a big screen Mitsubishi television set for $1, all household furnishings for $1, all tools for $1, all appliances for $1, all wall hangers for $1, all bedding for $1, and the 1993 Cadillac Eldorado for $2.50.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, are you still living in the apartment, sir?
It's a house, Your Honor.
Are you still living in the house?
Correct.
Good. With all of this stuff? With all of this stuff?
No.
Yeah.
The only thing.
Yeah, listen to me.
The only thing of value was the big screen TV. In fact, everything.
Now listen
else
to me, sir. Now I want you to listen to me very, very carefully.
Okay.
Did I tell you about 5 minutes ago that I'm smarter than you are? I don't think you believe me. This is not a bill of sale that reflects the value of this property.
Exactly.
And if what you're telling me is that you knew that what Miss Ruddock was trying to do was to fraudulently convey marital property to you, is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
Then what I'm telling you is this isn't worth anything. Do you understand? If you are aware that she is trying to commit a fraud and you are complicit in that, then this Goes in the garbage.
She
Do
owed
you
me-
understand, Mr. Dean?
She owed me the money, Your Honor.
No, now we're getting back to, oh, she owed me the money. And what I'm telling you is, show me. I want you to show me. And if you can't, say, I can't.
I can't, Your Honor.
Good. Then I find that that is a fraudulent conveyance, and within 5 days, she will be there with a moving van to pick up all the items on that piece of garbage, including all of the household furniture, the television, etc.
Everything of those items is mine, Your Honor. As far
Listen
as
to me. Listen to me, sir. Show me. Show me,
those
Mr.
items
Dean.
are mine.
That is too bad. And I'm telling you, she is coming to pick up your property.
No, she's
the
not,
property,
Your Honor.
sir. Yes, 5 days from today. Absolutely, Mr. Dean. That is what's going to happen, sir. Now let's get to your counterclaim. I don't want to hear anything else. Counterclaim, Mr. Dean.
Your Honor, I know exactly what's going on here, and I don't appreciate it.
That's too bad, sir. If you're not going to get your counterclaim is dismissed with prejudice. Step out. 5 days from today, the court will enter an order. Thank you.
Parties are excused. Now step out.
I've got a temporary restraining order from this woman.
As I've said before, he's a shyster.
She slashed my tires.
Me slashing tires is not my style, that's his.
She tried to tow my vehicles.
He knows that everything he said was a lie.
She's psycho.
I'm glad Judge Judy ruled in my favor.
On the calendar in the matter of Brakefield Jesse versus Blake. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Mr. Brakefield, this is your girlfriend, is that right?
This is my wife.
This is your wife now?
Yes.
At the time of this, it was your girlfriend?
At the time of it, yeah.
Okay. According to what I've read, several years ago, you had either a relationship with somebody, you had a brief marriage.
I was married to my first wife.
Okay. And that marriage produced a child.
Yes, it did.
A child that your then wife was not interested in raising.
That's correct.
And you took custody of that child.
Yes, I did.
But you weren't either in a position or you weren't interested in being a full-time parent either. So you turned your son over to the defendant for the purpose of care. And Mrs. Blake cared for your son for how many years?
21 months.
And during that 21 months, you were in the armed forces?
Yes.
Where were you stationed?
It was in Point Loma, California, in San Diego.
And Mrs. Blake cared for your son every day? He slept there?
Not full-time, no. She was a daycare provider and a close friend.
You mean your son was only there during the day?
He was there during the day, except for Tuesdays and Thursday nights where she offered to keep him overnight so that I could go work out at the gym and perhaps get some more personal time.
Other than that, he slept at your house?
He slept overnight at my house, yes.
Is that correct?
No, it's not correct. He was with me 24/7 for the first 4 months. He didn't even come by to visit his son, but twice, and it was only after we requested it.
So for the first 4 months, he was with you full-time?
He was with me full-time the whole 21 months.
Does that sound right?
No, it's not correct at all.
Okay. Whether the child was with you 24/7 for the first 4 months or 21 months practically full-time, you started a new relationship with the co-plaintiff, and you decided that it was no longer necessary for Mrs. Blake to take care of your son, so you picked him up one day from her home, didn't tell her that you did not plan to return him, and took him, I assume, back to your house.
Yes.
Mrs. Blake called Child Protective Services. She tried to contact you. She didn't know where you were. She didn't know where the child was. She called Child Protective Services, and she made a report of suspected child abuse and or neglect. And you did do that.
Yes,
you
I did.
acknowledged that you did that.
Yes, I did, and I was concerned deeply about Cody. He was not ever out of my sight without me knowing where he was more than 2 days.
Just a second. Well, that's what your case is involving. Your case is involving this call to Child Protective Services, which you say were unnecessary and unwarranted, causing you all kinds of grief, and you want to be compensated for that.
Yes.
And Mrs. Blake said that what you really did was amount to kidnapping this child without telling her that you were taking him, without telling her that you did not intend to return him to the home. And she had a legitimate concern about his well-being, and she called Child Protective Services. Right?
That's correct.
So, there's no question that for almost 2 years, Miss Blake was an integral part of your son's life. Is that right?
That's true.
How did he refer to her?
Mom.
I'm asking him.
He called her mom because that's how she'd call him mommy. She'd call him mamas, so that it would what he would say when he was around her.
All I want to know from you is, I want a direct answer to my question. Direct answer to my question, Mr. Brakefield, is that he called the defendant mommy, right?
Yes.
Cody also calls him mommy. He also calls me mommy. He calls a lot of people mommy.
I didn't ask you anything yet. Nothing. How did you find Mrs. Blake
She was a wife of one of my coworkers when I was at a different command.
You must have regarded her highly if you turned your son over to her.
I didn't have anybody else.
So what you're telling me is you would have turned him over to anybody because you needed a babysitter. Is that what you're telling me?
No. She offered to help me out. I was in a tight situation. She offered to help me out, and I accepted her help.
Mr. Brakefield, you're not going to be able to get away from my question. Either you believe that she was a quality caregiver, or you didn't know whether she was a quality caregiver or not, but you used her anyway.
I believe she was a quality caregiver.
That's a better answer. So, did anything happen during the course of the 21 months that Mrs. Blake was caring for your son that led you to believe that she was not a quality caregiver?
Yes.
Tell me what that was.
There were several occasions where I went into her house when picking my son up from her. There would be dog feces outside of her bedroom or down near her office, and she would tell her son to clean it up, and it would just stay there.
So that happened when?
On several occasions.
How much into the babysitting?
It was probably anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half into it.
Well, you weren't sufficiently concerned about that to take your son out and find a different daycare for him, right?
I felt it was something that I could resolve.
How could you resolve that?
By talking to her and saying, no, I've brought this up to you on past occasions.
So what I'm asking you is, it never reached the point where you felt as if your child was in danger.
Not in physical danger, no.
Well, in physical danger from being in a place that was unclean.
Well, he was allowed to walk around with cleaning products like the dishwasher pillow packets. I brought that up, and I was told, oh, he can't break those open. They're tough to open. You can barely, it's hard to open them, so he's perfectly safe.
When during the course of her babysitting for your son did that happen? How old was he?
It actually happened on multiple occasions. I just kept bringing it up, and so, oh, he's fine. And then one day I get a phone call from her saying, well, I'm not going to let him walk around with the cleaners anymore. He just sprayed 409 into Trevor's eyes.
When did you take your son out of Miss Blake's care?
On the 25th of July of this year.
And what was the impetus of you doing that?
I have a letter that I sent her that listed the reasons why I was terminating her services.
Let me see the letter.
The straw that broke the camel's back was that I allowed her to take my son to Las Vegas because she was going there for 4 days, one of which on the very first day was my dad's day off because my father lives there. And I figured, well, she can take my son to see his grandfather.
Yes.
So the very first day that she was there, it was my dad's day off. My dad did not see his grandson that day.
All right.
My dad didn't see his grandson until the night before they left, and only for half an hour. So I was on the phone with my dad when she walked in the front door. So my dad says, well, they're here. I'm going to see my grandson. I hung up the phone. A half hour later, I called him back expecting to hear, oh, yeah, everything's going great. You know, I'm loving my grandson. I don't get that. I get, she doesn't like you. I said, well, Dad, why doesn't she like me? She has nothing good to say about you. She said you're self-centered. She says you're never there for your son. And I said, no, this is why I had her as a babysitter, because I'm in the Navy and sometimes I do work some late hours and I live 40 miles from work. So sometimes I go home and I sit in traffic for an hour and a half and I don't get there till 6, 7 o'clock at night. And it's not that I don't want to be there for my son. It's just that I had her services so that I wouldn't have to go to my boss and say, it's 4 o'clock, I got to pick up my son from daycare.
Your Honor, just a second. Okay. So are you telling me that the reason you decided to terminate her employment, by the way, how much did you pay her?
$300 twice a month. My father also told me that...
Don't tell me anything that your father told you, sir, because that's all hearsay. So you paid her a little over $600 a month. Is that right?
He didn't pay for the first 4 months. We got the baby on December 26th. He had nothing, no diapers, no clothes, no items. This is the first baby item I bought him.
Just a second. So what you're telling me the first 4 months...
4 months, nothing. Not
one
dime.
No, that's not true.
Show me proof that for the first 4 months you paid her $300 twice a month.
I paid her in cash. She insisted on it.
And later?
It was all cash. I mean, I paid her by check one time, and she got upset because she said she didn't want to have to make a trip to the bank.
So let me ask you this question, sir. You wrote this after you had already taken your son without telling her.
Right.
So
Your Honor, I have court documents to where Carolyn was so involved in his divorce and so pushy in regards to the care of Carolyn that the attorney actually asked that she not be in the picture anymore.
Doesn't make any difference. I told you once before. I didn't ask you anything. When did you meet him?
In March.
When did you start dating?
March.
And were you dating in April?
Yes.
Where did you live?
In Oceanside.
How did you meet him?
I met him online.
And when did you decide to get married?
June.
So you decided to get married in June, and in July, all of these irritants that had been bothering him for 2 years all of a sudden made it so that he took the child out of Miss Blake's custody without giving her any advanced warning. Is that the time frame we're talking about?
That's right.
Right. I got it. So you'll answer me when I ask you a question. Do you have children?
No.
Okay. Is somebody from Child Protective Services currently monitoring your home?
No, they closed the case.
Did I look as if I was looking at you? I was looking at him.
They closed the case and they sent a, they gave me a letter.
I want to see the closed letter. This letter suggests that they conducted an investigation over a 2-month period, and that you now have your child in a licensed daycare facility, but they recommend that he be tested at the Hope Infant program because the daycare provider thinks that the child may have some developmental deficiencies. Have you done that, sir?
I have already.
And what's the result?
The daycare provider thought maybe he might have a speech delay like one of his other brothers did. And I had a representative of the Hope Infant program come to my home, and it was determined that he does not have a speech delay because he's been talking, he's been putting 3-word sentences together and doing just fine.
Okay. Now we're going to get back to my original question, Mr. Brakefield, and that is, why did you not notify Miss Blake that you planned not to return Cody to her care?
Because before my first wife lost her parental rights, we had actually agreed to physical custody sharing. I informed Miss Blake of that, and she got very angry with me and started yelling at me that I was sending my son off to die, and so I figured, not wanting to go through that again and not knowing what her reaction this time would be, I figured a written letter would be the best route to go.
But you took him on July 25th, according to you, and you didn't write this letter, according to the date on the letter, until August 13th. So between July 25th and August 13th, what communication did you have with her?
I had none.
Well, that's wrong,
Except
sir.
when I told her I was going to go to Las Vegas to visit my father, which instead I went to another location, and my father started receiving phone calls from her demanding to know where I was, and my sister said she didn't know, and she was told by Miss Blake that she didn't care about me, she didn't care about Cody.
Don't listen to me. That's all hearsay. I'm asking you what you did.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You had bad judgment when you picked wife numero uno. I hope that you had better judgment when you picked numero due. I'm not so sure.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marvin Brakefield and his wife Jennifer Jesse claim child care provider Carolyn Blake falsely accused him of kidnapping his son.
Mr. Brakefield, you're coming to court today, a man who, because of circumstances, finds himself in a position of having to care for an infant full-time and have a job. You did it with the help of Miss Blake for almost 2 years.
Right.
Then you meet this lady, and I gather from your complaint and from her answer that these two ladies did not get along.
At first they did when I first brought her over
Right
to her
now,
house.
it may be the first minute. After that, they did not get along. And within a month of the two of you deciding to make a life together, you remove Cody from Miss Blake's custody, and don't tell her that you're not coming back. And expect her, listen to me, sir, and expect her to just say, well, I guess he decided to take the boy himself. There you go. And forget about it. And some 3.5 weeks later, send her a letter outlining why you took him from her custody. I don't think that's right. So
I wasn't sure what her reaction would be, and I didn't want to risk.
All you have to do is send her a
screamed at and yelled at.
telegram. I've decided to terminate your responsibilities with regard to Cody. I will not be bringing him back. After I return from vacation, I have found another daycare provider, period.
I don't think it would have made a difference in her reaction.
Well, you don't know, but at least you would have done the right thing.
I have several harassing phone calls on my cell phone. She threatened to sue for custody of my son. The time she threatened to call CPS. She called my command on several occasions. There are times that she on several of the phone calls says, I am Cody's mother, and even has a message directly to Cody saying, this is mommy, this is your mother. It's just, anybody who's ever read this or heard the messages thinks we did the right thing by getting him out of her care.
Listen to me. I don't necessarily think you did the wrong thing by deciding to resume full-time physical custody of your child. You now had a fiancé who was going to be living with you. So you were in a better position to take care of him. I don't fault you, sir, for removing Cody and deciding to take him back in your full-time charge. I fault you for the method in which you did it. You did it in a heartless fashion. Very heartless. Not only heartless for her, but heartless for your son. He's a 2-year-old child. And the only maternal figure that he's known in 2 years is her. So whether you decide to take him back full-time, you sit down, you have a conversation. And you say, listen, you may like it, you may not like it, but I'm getting married, and I am going to take Cody back. We're going to make a family, the 3 of us, but I'd like to be able to do this in an orderly fashion. I'd like to be able to bring him to you 3 days a week, and then bring him 2 days a week, and then down to 1 day a week, and you can always visit him so that the transition for my son would be easier. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
If she rejected that, you've at least done the right thing. But you can't do the wrong thing and then come to court and expect me to feel sorry for you because after you did the wrong thing, she called Child Protective Services. What you did was wrong. What you did was abusive to a child who has the only other parent that they know, the one that they're with most of the time, because when you pick him up after work, then he goes to sleep. And that's those days that you're not picking him up because you're going to the gym and taking care of other personal business, right, according to you.
It's part of my job is mandatory. It's a mandatory military regulation that you work out.
Great! What does your 2-year-old son have to do with that? All he knows is the only person that's taking care of him is her. Yep. And what you did was precipitously and without any thought to how it was going to impact on him, you removed him from the only family that he knew without a transition. And that, as far as I'm concerned, was abusive. And that, as far as I'm concerned, deserves a call to Child Protective Services and say, what kind of person has this kind of judgment? I'm afraid for the kind of judgment that he is exercising with regard to this 2-year-old. You got my drift? I've raised some children, and I have grandchildren, and you're supposed to take the position as a parent that you're supposed to do what's best for them, the children, all the time. Now, it's best for your girlfriend, but what's best for the child. Not even for what's best for her. She's not the issue. You're grown-ups. He's not a grown-up. He's a baby. And you and your first wife put him in a position. You had bad judgment when you picked wife numero uno. I hope that you had better judgment when you picked numero due. I'm not so sure. But you and your first wife, it was your bad judgment picking somebody who wasn't ready to have a family. It was second poor judgment that you had a baby with somebody that wasn't ready to have a family. You find a caregiver who was given your child, who's kept him safe, fed, clean, because she didn't remove him from her custody for 2 years, so evidently her care could not have been that inadequate, sir. And then when you decide to do it, you do it in a fashion that is not designed to ease the transition. As far as I'm concerned, that's neglectful and very bad judgment. So, did you call Child Protective Services?
Yes, you better believe I did.
Good for you. Your case is dismissed.
Why does that excuse you to step out?
He disappeared from his apartment.
Wow. कोठी जाकर sama मारते मेरे ये और नंबर 1 तेरा बदला लाऊंगा मैं भगवान कोई जब मैं नहीं जरा मार सके और क्यों गया अब मजाक कर रहा था यार नंबर 1 इस वक्त का बदला लाऊंगा गारंटी ला बदला मैं चुना गया ना देखी नंबर 1 है गया नंबर 1 छोड़ ओए है की ओ सॉरी यार मैं करते हैं नहीं तो मैं प्ले ही बड़ा हूँ यार ये तो बहुत अंदर में आते हैं फिर नेट गया सॉरी यार नंबर 1 बाबा नेट जाइए नीचे में मार जाना है यार फिर नहीं मरेगा यार सॉरी सर गया मर गया सर मर गई यार नेट की एमएस नहीं आ रही है अरे भैन ये की है यार अरे 30-40 किल होने चाहिए यार किल ही नहीं हो रहे यार वो नहीं डाल
Watch out!
मैं प्लेयर बड़ा हूँ बस मैं तारे सामने नहीं खेल रहा बोटियो बम मार दिए है देखिए एवं दी होंदी प्लेयर ही खेलना आंदा नहीं खेलना आइंदे करो यार बड़ा ही गंदा बच्चा है यार बार बार मर जाता मैनू मेरी एमएस ठीक हो रहा बई तेन फिर मिलता फिर तुम दसांगा मैं की हूंगा लेरी गया मरते ही नहीं यार बोट ही बन गए हैं वो बड़ा प्लेयर हुंदा सी बस हुन हो गई है एमएस ठीक आ जाओ हुन सॉरी यार ए मजाक करदा मैं मजाक दिमाग करने दिया रहा था फिर मार गया जीत ही गए हो बहुत तेरी बस मैं अपनी नींद कुछ क्या यार है मैं कह मैं गेम ना छड़ जान खेलना ही खेलना है थोड़ा यार इस बार मैं जीतूंगा यार या गारंटी है इस बार नहीं हारदा इस बार तो मैं जीत ही जाना कोई गल नहीं देखो मैं जीत के बहाना यार तुसी मेरा मजाक उड़ांदे ही तुसी पिछली गेम वेख के कहंदे होगे कि नहीं हुन नहीं जीत सकदा वो तो दिमाग च बनाई सी कैमरा ऑडिटर ने गलती की थी ऑडिटर ने काम खराब करता है यार फिर खराब हो गया जी और नेट चला जाता बाहर और की यार मरद ही नहीं है नेट मेरे वाली स्लो हो जाता हर सही आ रहे ना फिर भी नहीं नेट चलता पाएगा बेनी एक किल होंदे पे मेरे नेट वाले भी फिर वाह नंबर 3 वाह प्लेयर बन गया यार तू तो वोटा हुंदा सी बड़ा ही हैवी प्लेयर हो गया भाई रे तू गोलियां नंबर 3 बच गए नंबर 3 चलता ही मैंने पड़ गया अच्छा बात नंबर 3 तू प्लेयर है तू पास है तू टूर्नामेंट खेलेगा अगले साल पाकिस्तान को तू फर्स्ट पोजीशन दवानी पाकिस्तान ठीक है ना जिताना तू ही अबे की गया अच्छी नहीं मेरी एक भी गोली यार बस मैं मार देना ही ओए मारता ही दिमाग लगा हाँ हूं वेख्या मरदे लाशां विशां लाशां को मारी ते ये गोटे हो तेन मारने नहीं आंदे है खेलना ही नहीं आंदा है हूं मरन के बंदे वेखे हो जे लाशां डिगदियां हूं वेखे बंब ना जांदे दो तीन कट्ठे दो तो गए ना यार मैं 6 किलो कर ले वादू ने गोटे नाल नहीं होने वेख्यो मैं ही जित टॉप में ही करने वेख्यो पबजी जी मैं तो उत्ते कोई हो नहीं सकता
Marked a location.
ओके यो इंज मारी दा नेड सीख लो भाई जट वाए जट ते वास्ते मेरे को सीख के गया तुसी नहीं जानदे मैनू हले तो मलामत रहेगा मेरी तो जान के फिर तुसी मेरे को आओगे सिखान पर मैं फिर नहीं सिखाना फिर मैं कहना बाय बाय हुनी बस दुकान बंद है बस जिस टाइम मैं सिखाना हूँ उस टाइम आया करो बाद चो आके ना रिक्वेस्ट करा करो तो सिखा दो ये वो कदे कदे सिखाना हूँ मैं
The red team doesn't have a lot of time. Watch out.
ओ मार गया यार एक बड़ा पहनी अक्षक से है बराई 2 नंबर बंदा पर आ गया मैं 2 नंबर बंदे दी हर की हम देखा ने डिपार्टमेंट आए सिर से
Watch out.
पार्टी है इसमें मारे एंड वाला बंदा ट्री मैंने पता ही जित गया यार मैं प्लेयर ही बहुत हां की दसा तानू वो गोलो तो हम के गेम 14 किलो करके मैं थले हो गया यार बुराई गई मैंने ये किया यार नहीं ब्रो से नहीं फ्रेंड बनना है ठीक है ना